So the vlog for today is this woman whose yard I mow. She lives in one of the properties that my boss is a landlord of, if that makes sense. So I mow her lawn every week, but I didn't go through her. She lives there at these houses that are like the mowing is taken care of. So I hadn't really talked to her too much, but she would always come out when she hears the mower going. So she'd come out at some point to like get something out of the van or to take the kids to the movie store or something like that. And so the first time was all kind of short. Then the second time was like, I was like really nervous to the point where it was like, like rambling over and like just asking random questions and saying random shit, like talking a million miles an hour, like fucking alpha male strategy would say. Fucking, just because you ain't talking 100 miles an hour, cracking jokes, doing magic tricks. Motherfucker's pretty funny. So I was like talking a million miles an hour or whatever the second time. So then I was like, the next time I see her, I'm gonna actually stop her and say, hey, listen, I just want to tell you something. I'm sorry for being nervous and awkward last time here. You know, I'm working on my socializing, you know, and getting more comfortable and getting out of my shell and talking to people. Well, I did that this time. So I went up to her and said that, and she's like, no, you're okay, you're fine. But at the same time, she like knew I was nervous, but she's not gonna be like, go into, you know, a woman's still gonna be nice about it. But then she, you know, she like kind of walked more towards me and went to the back of her car to get something. I don't even think she got into the back of the car. She like just moved towards. It looked like she was going to, but she didn't. I kept the conversation going, and then it ended up being, I told her when I got fucking busted with 25 pounds of weed in Oklahoma, which is where she's from, and I commented on how down there it's all like a lot of churches, a lot of prisons. It's like church people and criminals. She laughed at that and all that, and then I gave her shit. I asked her how she thought the yard was, and she said, I'm not too picky about it, you know, but it looks good. And I'm like, yeah. And I joked with her that I'm gonna tell the guy he still needs to pay me, but I'm not gonna mow hers anymore. I'm gonna tell, you know, like she told me not to mow anymore and shit like that. Just teasing her about that kind of shit. And then she's like planting seeds about how like, you know, her husband's always at work. And they're just here, and they like, you know, she watches the kids and like runs to the movie store and like gets DVDs and whatever. So if any of y'all fellows have any nuggets on how to escalate on lonely, horny, black, pretty attractive housewives, drop it down in the comments. Any tips for a brother? Or shoot an email to comeupmikeg@gmail.com. Any tips for getting it in with lonely housewives who are leaving hints for you after you're vulnerable about being nervous with them and then being real with them? Anything you have besides just fucking putting my battle suit on and you know, double checking the hours of the husband, like straight up like, so is your husband at work all day? Does he come home for lunch, or is he just out all day? Like long hours? Well, let me know if you ever get lonely. It's gotta be delivered. It's like it has hesitation in my voice. But you know, get the husband's hours. Be like, all right, I need the husband's full hours. Yeah, I need to know, make sure he's not around. Yeah, so the vlog, I'm joking, but I'm actually serious about that. You know, really, it's got to be like, she looks like she has a professional mouth. Her mouth, and I did the very first time when I was nervous, I told her she was pretty fine. She's like, no, but like, because I was so nervous. But pretty attractive black mama, for real. Decent shape. She's like, you know, in decent shape, kind of thin, kind of thick. Like, looks like she has a nice mouth on her. Yeah, so I mean, really, it'd be about just like sliding in and like, I don't know, it's escalation. It's escalation. That's where I'm at. Escalation is one thing, but it's like escalation in these situations to me where they seem more advanced is what's hard for me. You know, when I feel like there's an open door, such as like take a girl to the park and then maybe like tell her she's pretty hot, fucking like look her up and down, fucking like touch her body, you know, like gradually be like kenoing her hands, her arms, her fucking small of her back, smack her on the ass, then fucking looking at her like after she's like, what are you doing smacking my ass? It's like, you know, like I'm not afraid of this. What? Like when she's single and we're on like a date, I feel like I could escalate more than like where there's my mind has these thoughts about how it's like I think it's the same if there's like an old man in the picture. It's the same fucking thing. You know, if you're ever feeling lonely, maybe I give you my number, or you can come out here and get me sometime when you hear me mowing the lawn. If you're ever feeling lonely and need some extra love and affection, some company, maybe I could be of service. Yeah, so that's the vlog for today. Progress on that. It feels good to have done that. It feels good to have been social, and then even being social about being nervous. So like comfortable being comfortable. So after I told her that, then I like relaxed into it, and I was just like, yeah, you know, I'm just working on my socialization, working on getting out of my shell. And I was like mindful of not just rambling on, talking at 1,000 miles an hour. So that's the progress for the day, is that leaning into that kind of situation. I consider that a victory. More every fucking day. I hope you got some value out of that. Like the video, it helps the channel, and I really appreciate it. Subscribe and hit the bell icon. If you have anything to say, drop it down in the comments or shoot me an email to comeupmikeg@gmail.com. Anything at all. Stay up, my brothers. Get strong and stay strong. Thanks for tuning into the channel. I appreciate it. Peace out.